advised accordingly.
What do you do in the county? What do you do in the county?
Chair, I'm the Chief Officer in charge of lands and fiscal planning.
But your contract expired in March. What were you doing in office?
Through the chair, it was renewed.
Where is the evidence to that effect?
Chairman,
I can provide to you.
just allow me one thing. Yeah? You know, even that document he was referring to, if we went with you line by line on that document, my brother, you would get the point that we are making. I can see here, for instance, you have, in that breakdown of budget estimates, you have put aside 4 million shillings for a lodge by the governor. If somebody like that bidder came and told you we don't need to launch this thing and spend 4 million of taxpayers' money on a lodge, it would reduce your budget by 4 million. If the bidder had told you on this draft plan preparation that you don't need 20 million to prepare a draft capital investment plan or review and comment on the stakeholder engagement forums or training of county staff, if he told you they would do cheaper or they would take a less amount of money to do that, how can you come and tell them that this doesn't accord with our estimates? That's the point that I was making to you. So there is a question that the chair put to you, Governor, that I think it was the vice chair, that in the evaluation of those two bidders, if that was before us, then we would see what are the shortfalls or shortcomings of the bidders' bid when it comes to these specific activities, you know?
We'll provide the evaluation report here from the technical committee here, who evaluated the project.
Vice Chair?
For me, lastly, you are supposed to advise the lowest bidder that they did not succeed in their bid and the reasons why. Did you write to the lowest bidder informing them that they have failed in their bid? Because that is the law.
Governor?
Chair, we have not written to him as confirmed by the response. Clarification from the...
Was it clarification or notification?
Come again?
Did you get the question asked by the Vice Chair?
Yes.
Can you respond to it?
Through the chair, we responded that since we found the lowest bidder had a more lower price, that we saw as a department that it will affect the quality of work, so we didn't write to him.
When you notify somebody that they have lost the bid, how would you compromise the quality of work?
We responded to him that he didn't win the award.
Are you the one who gave this technical advice?
No.
Who gave it?
The technical committee, evaluation committee.
Headed by?
The procurement officer.
And their decision is done in writing?
Yes.
And that's what we'll... Is that person here? Head of procurement. Who's the head of procurement in this team?
Where are the minutes when you discussed all these things?
Actually, that's a question we want to put.
Where are the minutes where you discussed all these things? And
through the chair, we will provide.
No.
Then what have you responded if you don't have the minutes?
You see, they are trying to run away saying they'll respond, but surely, Governor, how do you, this is unheard of, how do you just dismiss someone and say that it's too cheap without any technical basis, without any assessment on record? Because that's what I'm asking for. Give us that technical assessment that you did that made you spend 36 million shillings more. So that gentleman there with the microphone, who are you and what do you do in the county?
Can I read what is here? Do you know what is here?
Yes, it's your name and what you do.
You know, sorry.
No, I know you are, that response is crazy. I'm sure you have seen what we have seen, and
Okay, what is it? What's banning Senator Omogeni before that gentleman speaks? Senator Omogeni.
You know, Chair, I'm just wondering, you know, if you read paragraph 5, and I want to know, understand the legal basis, the response says that the management failed, that seeking clarification was not necessary. I mean, are we serious, really? Is this account that is serious? You're telling you just have feelings, and when you have feelings, you make a decision.
So it appears the gentleman with a microphone could be that person who used his feelings.
You just used feelings. You're saying we failed.
No.
Can you tell us why you decided to spend 36 million more?
Again, the feelings are only left for love matters, not financial matters.
No, I'm actually shocked that a document like this can be tendered before a serious committee like this. No, when you are telling us that you failed, failed. I mean, how
Okay, Mr. Feelings, the floor is yours now. Are you the one who advised the county to spend 36 million more?
The chair, the evaluation was done, and the department from the lands and provided the guidance and why they have felt that amount couldn't sufficiently meet.
Who advised, lands or procurement?
Lands, because it's the technical.
So Chief Officer Lands, you are here.
They had already
Procurement is saying you are the one who said you spent 36 million more.
The technical team had already prepared their own budget and meant quantifications as to why that one was very low and it was based.
Mr. The name is? Stephen. The governor refers to a sector technical advice or estimate. Who prepared it?
The technical staff in the lands department.
So it's the lands guys who decided we spent 36 million
They
more.
made a meeting and they made a...
How did they decide that? Is there a document? Are there minutes? Is there a report?
Yeah, they had a budget and some other documents.
Leave alone the budget. Is there a report that they wrote that led to the disqualification of the lowest bidder?
There was a report that gave a large figure.
It's not the issue of budgets.
You are not getting it. You are not getting it. Honorable members.
No, Chair, just allow me this. Chair, allow me this. Governor, you know, initially I said we may not need to have this engagement. Ultimately, we have had preliminary conversations, and we are where we are. What bothers me a lot, Governor, is this. But I don't see you being annoyed with your staff for such a shoddy job. In fact, let me just be honest with you, Governor. If I was not complicit, if I were you and I'm not complicit in these arrangements, then I would declare in public for the people of Isiolo to know that I have such an incompetent, clueless team working for the county government of Isiolo. Why do I say this? I say it because the questions being raised here, Governor, are very simple and straightforward questions that your staff would just have helped you to respond to these questions. And you know what, Governor, you're not an angel. Human beings make mistakes. Even admit on record that, yes, on this one, guys, I got it wrong. And I'm willing to learn. But pushing back and insisting on pushing agenda that really, actually it makes you, the governor, look extremely, extremely bad in the eyes of the public. I don't know whether that bothers you, it doesn't bother you, but straightforward questions that just need straightforward answers. You are taking everybody around in circles. Chair, maybe the last one from me for the procurement person. Where are you? Yes, Steve. After you got the budget, did you shelve the PPDA law? Because anymore. Is that what you're saying you do in Isiolo County?
No. But a technical team or a technical advice is what gives an advice to the committee that is evaluating. It's the same as an engineer estimate that gives, this is the precise that can undertake this obligation, this excess.
I think you are answering a different question. Members had proposed that we look at this particular matter and see whether it is possible for us to make progress and see whether the evidence provided can be useful. The evidence we have asked for is not there. Everything we are asking for, they are saying they can provide. If going by the other two issues that we have dealt with, and the fact that 18 issues are not being responded to, I think I'm convinced that we must adjourn this meeting to allow the county government time to deal properly with the issues before us. Come here so that the auditor can also guide you on the documentation at the Office of the Auditor General, not the fiduciary risk report. Beside this, there's also the receiver of revenue report. So at our next meeting, we will have to start with this from scratch, because even the three issues that you have dealt with, you have promised to bring documents later. Bring them at that meeting. We'll also look at the receiver of revenue report, because otherwise, I will have to take the evidence coming from Senator Dulo, and it is not her duty to be presenting evidence here. It is your duty as a governor. So, members, do we have any view contrary to that?
I hope they can paginate. You know, it's been very hard for us to follow their response. So I hope you can assign somebody to do a clean job, paginate, so that we are able to follow.
Yeah, and surely with 31 chief officers, you must find one who can do some good job.
You know, Isiolo Chair has very educated people like Senator Fatuma Dulo. So she'll be able to, once you cite a document, put an annexure so that you can follow through.
Senator Dulo, you wanted to say something? Senator Cherargei?
Chair, I think at least taking advantage of institutional memory, I really wanted us to proceed with Isiolo. Because every time they come, we have adjourned on one reason or the other. But it looks like we could not shoot in the dark. So, Chairman, I think what we can say at this point, and maybe the governor will tell us that I had asked a question, but Chair, you did direct for him to answer that. Who prepared this documentation? Because before he signs the management response, there is an officer or a team of officers that had been dedicated to prepare. Because if we could not trace the answers and the annexures were not going together. So what assurity are we getting that even if we adjourn for the next 14 days or 7 days, what surety will be sure that when he comes back, the documentation and results will be in order? I think the Chair, the best is, I don't know, the governor is a man of means. We should say if he comes back the way the documentations are, he should be fined another 500,000. Or we go quickly and pass Senator Otsotzi's bill and raise that 500,000 to 2 million Kenya shillings, Chairman. Because governor should give us surety that by the time you come back, governor, you at least give us everything in order. Because the reason we sat and sift through chair, through governor, through the chair, is as much as we are morticians. Because we look at what has happened, we must give value for the people of Isiolo. And I think you and Senator and the people of Isiolo and Kenyans would really want to see every shilling that is taken to Isiolo gets value for the money. And I think that all of us in this room agree, including the fourth arm of government, which is the fourth estate, they agree that all the money that go to Isiolo must be that. So, and that is why even as I can see there is delayment in disbursement of treasury of 74.8 billion Kenya shillings that is yet to be disbursed to counties. So as we go back tomorrow, Chair, and demand that the National Treasury releases for the 3 months 74.8 billion to counties, we need governor to see that value for money. You know, you are number 46 in terms of shareable revenue. I think you are 46, and then Lamu, and then Samburu, and then Elgeyo Marakwet. So decisions that you make, Governor, must, and I have a lot of expectations from your government because you are in Nairobi. At least you knew how government should run. At least you have benefit of seeing mabarabara ya gorofa in Nairobi. I would have expected the same to be translated in Isiolo. So please, Governor, through the chair, let us see value for money that comes to Isiolo. So that at least when we sit here, if you had given us everything, I don't think we would have taken 30 minutes or even 1 hour, and we are able to conclude. So I think that is what I can say. It is sad to say I was ready to sit up to midnight, but unfortunately, I would have ready to sit at midnight. Then as we go back home, we could meet with wale wanakimbia usiku. But anyway, let me end it.
Okay, members, I don't think we need to extend it much further. Maybe, Governor, you just need to give us an undertaking that you are going to whip your officers and your team so that at our next meeting we can make fast progress, because a lot of these things we have taken time because you're describing evidence that is not before us. If evidence is before us, it makes matters easy and fast. So go on record on your assurance for the next meeting.
Thank you, Chair. I want to assure the committee in the next meeting will produce all evidence and all the pages will be paginated. And I want to put a request, Chair. The next meeting should be held in Isiolo so that we can also go through the project which you are asking this year.
The last time you were there, you disappeared. So
But Chair, we have been there.
How sure we will be
You
there?
will be around. We missed you.
I'm requesting.
Oh, you are
Okay.
And I'll put the bill, not the county personally.
No. We have our budget. We have our budget. Senator.
Chair, just one comment I forgot before you give to the area senator. Governor, don't fear to rain hard on your workers, people who work for you. Please. Governor, have you been held hostage by your employees? Then you just crack the whip. I expect the county secretary after this. I've seen a number of senior officers that must be given letters and administration after. But ile kazi ingine unafanya vizuri. Asante sana.
No, I think don't talk about kazi ingine. Ile kazi imetuleta hapa ni hii. Na hii haijafanyika vizuri. Senator Adulo.
Thank you, Chair. I think I don't want to say much. You've heard what transpired. I do fight in the Senate always with you guys as far as increase of budget is concerned. When I came to the Senate, we were at the bottom of even Lamu. That was 2013 as far as shareable revenue is concerned. Today, we have actually surpassed Lamu and Elgeyo Marakwet. Yeah? You can say no, but we have that record, Governor. So that is for another day. But let me say this. What is happening in Isiolo is that the law is not followed. Procedures are not followed. Chair, can you protect me? I have a right to say what I want to say.
We have had a very good meeting, so let's make sure we end it well. Senator Dulo, proceed.
Chair, I have all the reason why I'm saying this. For HR, the law is not followed, and I can give you evidence where your county secretary signs letters of appointment, which by law is not allowed. Is the County Public Service Board should do that. I have an evidence to that. So let me go to HR, Chair. When they appear next time, they should provide the record that was there when the auditors carried out the audits. And also the record that they have currently after they have changed staff establishment for verification. But otherwise, I say thank you so much. Exchanging abusive language here, it doesn't help. I do my part, you do your part. But the bottom line is that we must account for every penny that goes to Isiolo County. And that is my work. I will do it at any cost. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. On the request you have made to the governor, auditor, please also make sure you come with your management letter every time we have a session. Because when you say you established a fact during audit, we trust you to present those facts to us. So I think that one is yours. That's not for the governor. It's for you to tell us this is a fact we found on the ground so that the governor can confirm. Governor, we will not be tired of dealing with Isiolo matters. Audit can have two results. One result is to punish violators of the law, but another result is to improve. And we'll follow both approaches. If there are violators, if there are people